Maya Chen took a DNA test for her 18th birthday. It was supposed to be fun, a way to learn about her ancestry. Instead, it revealed that the parents who raised her weren't biologically related to her at all. Hospital records showed the truth. 18 years ago, 2 baby girls were switched. 2 families raised the wrong children, and when everyone learned the truth, both daughters said the same thing. "You're not my family." Sometimes love isn't enough to rewrite biology. Maya Chen's 18th birthday started like any other. Her parents, Linda and David, had gotten her the usual gifts: a new laptop, some clothes, and as a joke, an Ancestry DNA kit. "Let's see if you're secretly a princess," her dad laughed. Maya rolled her eyes but agreed. Why not? It would be fun to see where her family came from. The kit sat on her desk for 2 weeks. Finally, Maya remembered to do it. Spit in the tube, sealed it, mailed it off. The website said results would take 4 to 6 weeks. Maya forgot about it completely. Went back to senior year, college applications, normal teenager problems. 6 weeks later, an email arrived. "Your DNA results are ready." Maya clicked the link, waited for the page to load, expected to see percentages, Chinese ancestry, maybe some surprises. What she saw instead made her blood freeze. Parent match, 0%. The website showed her parents' names: Linda Chen, David Chen. Both had taken the test years ago for fun. The algorithm compared their DNA to Maya's. Result: no biological relationship detected. Maya stared at the screen. This had to be a mistake. A glitch. She refreshed the page. Same result. She checked again. 0% match with Linda, 0% match with David. The website helpfully suggested, "If you believe this is an error, please contact customer support." Maya's hands shook as she grabbed her phone, called her mom. "Can you come home?" "Now. It's important." Linda arrived 30 minutes later, found Maya crying at the kitchen table. "Honey, what's wrong?" Maya showed her the laptop, the DNA results. Linda's face went pale. She sat down slowly. "This can't be right." "That's what I thought." "But it says you're not my biological mother. Dad's not my biological father. How is that possible?" Linda's mind raced. Adoption? Number. She'd given birth to Maya. She remembered every detail: the labor, the pain, holding her newborn daughter. There was no adoption. Unless— "We need to call your father," Linda said quietly. David came home early from work. They sat together at the kitchen table, all staring at the laptop screen. "Could there have been a mix-up at the hospital?" David asked finally. The question hung in the air, heavy, impossible, but also the only explanation that made sense. Maya had been born at Mercy General Hospital, May 15, 2006, 3:47 a.m. Linda remembered the exhaustion, the chaos of the maternity ward, multiple births happening at once, nurses rushing, babies being taken to the nursery for routine checks. What if? David called the hospital the next morning, asked to speak with administration, explained the situation. The woman on the phone was skeptical at first. "I assure you, Mr. Chen, our protocols are very thorough. Mix-ups don't happen." "Then explain the DNA test," David said. "My daughter has 0 biological relation to me or my wife. She was born at your hospital. Either explain it or we're getting lawyers involved." The hospital launched an investigation, pulled records from May 15, 2006. 2 baby girls born that morning: Maya Chen, 3:47 a.m., Emily Morrison, 4:12 a.m., both girls, similar weight, same nursery, same shift of nurses. The hospital's lawyer called David 3 days later. "We need to meet, all of us, you, your family, and the Morrison family." The Morrisons, Sarah and Tom Morrison. They had a daughter, Emily, born the same day as Maya, same hospital. The Chens had never met them, didn't know they existed, but now they were sitting across from each other in a conference room at Mercy General. Hospital lawyers present, everyone's faces showing the same mix of shock and denial. "Based on our investigation," the hospital's lawyer said carefully, "there appears to have been an error 18 years ago. The babies were temporarily placed in the nursery. Standard procedure. At some point, the identification bracelets, there was confusion. We believe the babies were returned to the wrong parents." Sarah Morrison's voice was barely a whisper. "You're saying Emily isn't mine?" We're saying that DNA testing would clarify the situation. We're prepared to cover all costs and to discuss compensation. Tom Morrison stood up. Compensation? You think money fixes this? You're telling us we've raised someone else's kid for 18 years? Both families agreed to DNA testing. The results came back in 5 days, confirmed what the hospital suspected. Maya Chen was biologically Sarah and Tom Morrison's daughter. Emily Morrison was biologically Linda and David Chen's daughter. 18 years, 2 families, wrong children. The hospital offered a settlement, millions of dollars, an apology, promises to update protocols. But money didn't answer the real question. What now? The 2 families met again, this time without lawyers, just parents trying to process the impossible. Have you told Emily? Linda asked Sarah. Not yet. Have you told Maya? Yes, she's not handling it well. Maya had locked herself in her room for 3 days, wouldn't talk to Linda or David. When she finally emerged, her eyes were red. I don't know who I am anymore. You're Maya, Linda said. You're our daughter. But I'm not. That's the point. I'm not yours. I'm theirs. Maya pointed at nothing, at the Morrison family she'd never met. My whole life is a lie. Emily Morrison had a different reaction. When Sarah and Tom told her, she laughed, actually laughed. That's insane. You're joking. We're not joking, sweetie. Then the test is wrong. I'm your daughter, obviously. But the evidence was overwhelming. Emily went quiet, stopped laughing. I don't want to meet them. The Chinese family. I don't care if they're biologically related. You're my parents. The families agreed to meet. Thought maybe if the girls saw each other, talked, it would help. They met at a neutral location, a cafe. Nobody knew what to say. Maya and Emily sat across from each other, staring. They looked nothing alike. Maya had Linda and David's features, Asian, dark hair. Emily had Sarah and Tom's features, white, light brown hair, but genetically it was reversed. So, Emily said finally, this is weird. Yeah, Maya agreed. They sat in uncomfortable silence. Sarah tried. Maybe we could all have dinner sometime. Get to know each other? Maya's voice was cold. Why? You're strangers. We're your biological parents, Tom said. So? That doesn't make you my family. Linda felt tears in her eyes. Maya. No, I don't care what the DNA says. You raised me. You're my mom. They're just people I happen to share genes with. Emily nodded. Same. I'm not switching families because of some hospital mistake. You're not my parents, she said to Linda and David. I don't know you. The 4 parents looked at each other, devastated. Both families had hoped, what? That the girls would bond? That they could somehow blend families, build relationships? But their daughters were 18, old enough to make their own choices, and both girls chose the same thing, the parents who raised them. Linda tried reaching out to Emily over the following months, sent emails, texts. I'd love to get coffee, just talk, get to know you. Emily's responses were polite but distant. I appreciate it, but I'm really busy with college applications. Maybe another time. Another time never came. Sarah did the same with Maya. We could meet for lunch? I'd love to hear about your life. Maya's response. I don't think that's a good idea. It's nothing personal. I just don't see the point. A year passed. Maya went to college. Emily went to college. Different schools, different states. The biological connection that was supposed to mean everything meant nothing. Linda and David were still Maya's parents. Sarah and Tom were still Emily's parents. Blood had nothing to do with it. But late at night, Linda would look at photos of Emily on social media, her biological daughter, a stranger. She saw her own eyes in Emily's face, her mother's nose, features Linda had passed down genetically but would never see in person. Emily was out there, living a life Linda wasn't part of. It broke something inside her that would never fully heal. Sarah did the same. Scrolled through Maya's Instagram, saw graduations, birthdays, moments Sarah had missed, moments that should have been hers. Maya was thriving, happy, with the Chen family. The family that wasn't biologically hers, but was hers in every way that actually mattered. The hospital settlement money sat in accounts, untouched. Both families agreed to save it for their daughters, college funds, down payments on houses, something to help them in the future. But the money felt like blood money. Payment for a mistake that couldn't be undone. Payment for 18 years that had been stolen and given to the wrong people. David Chen said it best during one of the therapy sessions both families attended. There's no good outcome here. We love Maya. The Morrisons love Emily. That's how it should be. But we'll never know our biological daughter. They'll never know theirs. The hospital took that from us, and no amount of money brings it back. 5 years after the discovery, Maya graduated college. Linda and David were there, cheering, crying. Proud across the stadium, Sarah Morrison sat in the stands. She'd bought a ticket to the public graduation. Wanted to see her biological daughter accept her diploma. She sat alone, watched Maya walk across the stage, watched her hug Linda, watched the family celebrate. Sarah left before the ceremony ended, cried in her car for 20 minutes. Emily got married at 26. Sarah and Tom walked her down the aisle. Linda and David saw the photos on Facebook. Linda cried looking at Emily in her wedding dress, her daughter, biologically, but not really, not in any way that counted. The invitation had never come. They weren't part of Emily's life, would never be. Some mistakes can't be fixed, some wrong can't be made right. 2 baby girls were switched 18 years ago. By the time anyone knew, it was too late. The daughters had already bonded with the wrong parents, and when given the choice, both girls chose love over biology, chose the parents who raised them over the parents who made them. There were no villains in this story, just a hospital error, just 2 families trying to navigate impossible circumstances, just 2 daughters who wanted their lives to stay normal when normal had been built on a mistake. Linda Chen still looks at Emily's social media sometimes, still sees her own features in a stranger's face, still wonders what Emily's childhood was like, what her first words were, who she was before the Morrisons shaped her. Those questions will never be answered. Sarah Morrison does the same with Maya, wonders what Maya's laugh sounds like in person, what her favorite food is, what dreams she has. Sarah will never know. The DNA test that was supposed to be fun destroyed any chance of knowing. Both families live with the weight of what was lost and what can never be found again.